Yeah.
You should do that right away. Forgot about it.
That's my good high five.
Are you one of them? No, I'm working on masters.
Master.
Yeah.
I think the master.
Can't be on there, and then so I'm not going to.
So the leaves on race man.
All right.
I played the cards. I just never did the I want to go. So my nephew.
Yeah.
Because I next I was surprised. I was like,
That was a nice dog, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Michelle, can you stay up here for just a minute? Sure. All right, you guys, welcome to today's team meeting. It's the middle of February, February 13th to be exact. I see one pink. We're gearing our way up to Valentine's Day, or as I used to call it, Singles Awareness Day, sad day. It was great. Right? It's a good day.
It's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, all those things, all those things. We're excited about it. I want to recognize my guest gonger. You may know her. Does anyone know this lovely lady over here? I just want mad props. We're gonna go through some numbers in a little bit, and all of these numbers run through the hands right over here. So she doesn't know that this is coming, but I just wanted to congratulate her and her team and all of the folks who work behind the scenes to make sure that your lives are as seamless as we can possibly make them. And Michelle is a big part of that, so thank you for all you do. You're welcome. All right. Huge thanks to Brooke. She set us up here because as we know, I am, what am I, tech learning? Never stop learning?
Yes. You're getting better every day.
Every day, better every day at tech because I'm leveraging the people around me. So thank you, Brooke, on Zoom there for getting me set. We're gonna roll. Here we go. We're gonna roll into our congratulations. So we've got a couple of people to acknowledge. First, Tanner Smith, congratulations. Graduated from productivity coaching. He also bought a house. I don't know. He's ready to go. He's taking advantage of everything that real estate has to offer. And a huge welcome, Odesha. We'd like to welcome you. Also bought a house, but she made the cross-country move from New York here to Milwaukee and will be, she was a Keller Williams agent working in rentals primarily out in New York, and is going to be making her home here with us as she builds her business. So we're super excited to have you here.
Yeah.
Welcome, and thank you, Carly, for the referral. Also her agent, so. So many things. Okay, and a first closing with Keller Williams, well, certainly not her very first closing, but her first closing here, Tamron. Congratulations. Okay, you guys, as you know, we always start our meetings with mission, vision, values. And I usually have a story or celebration or something to share, and usually I have 2 or 3 and I have to pick which one. And today I was talking to my team and I'm like, guys, what are we gonna call out today? Because I can't not start this, right? This is the foundation of who we are. And actually Brooke and I were talking, and the reality is, our observation is everybody has been so busy doing the things, that's what we're gonna call out today. Because we got my business results, the results of Keller Williams Milwaukee Southwest are truly a reflection of your business results. So I wanted to pull out a couple highlights because truly it has been a remarkable January. So I want to share this. This is all about businesses worth owning, which is definitely in our MVVP key, right?
Right.
Thank you. Okay, so here we go. These are some of the things that came out with this January when we close all our book and look at our numbers. For listings this year, January of 2023, there were 29 listings taken. So a year ago, last month, 29 listings taken. This year, there were 48. 48. It's a 66% increase. It is the one of the L's in our leads listings leverage. The person who controls the inventory controls the market. So to see a 66% increase here, you guys are doing the things and you are having success. So congratulations on that. Contracts written, 83 in 2023, 90 in 2024. It's an 8% increase. I will take any increase I can get. That's amazing, you guys. And that means you guys are out doing the work. Closed units, this is one of my favorites, 62 in 2023, 82 in 2024, that's up 32%. It's up a full third over last January. And then our gross commission income in January 2023, it was 506. In January 2024, it was 684, up 35%. Your business, you guys are seeing results. This team is seeing results. There's business to be had. And just so people don't think we're just back to average after a down year, 2 of these metrics, listings taken and gross commission income, are the second highest this office has seen ever historically, you guys.
For the month or?
For the month of January to January, comparative Januaries. Those 2 metrics are the second highest. And I will say the listings taken, the second highest is second only to the year that we launched Prestige. So we had another, I don't know, we were at 180 agents then. Right now we're at 165. So hats off, you guys. The fact that we couldn't come up with a story bigger than this, because this is what funds your life. This is what funds all of the other stories that we share and that we tell out there. So good work, team. Really, really good. All of these numbers come through Michelle's office, so thank you for processing all of this for everybody. I appreciate it. All right, you guys. Dawn is going to come up and do some compliance things. We've got a panel a little bit later on. We're just going to move quickly today.
I don't have a ton today. There was a question from Mindright last week about so that new addendum O with the security deposit, basically, Focus said that they either have that form that if that's the situation, they would give that to both parties or an email to both parties. So like, there's nothing that we need to create as far as that, just to wrap up that. So I don't forget to tell you. My pleasure. The other thing that we've been getting a lot of questions about is in zip forms. You guys have probably noticed this pop-up coming back up. Happy anniversary, close, skip, renew all. So this is regarding MLS Connect, which is a system that ZipForms has that you can connect MLS directly to ZipForms, move data in if you're writing an offer. But this is not something that our office is subscribing to. So if that's something that you want, you can choose to renew all. And that would be something that you can choose to do individually. Otherwise, for right now, you can just hit skip. If you hit close, it's gonna log you out of ZipForms. So until that time frame comes up, if you're not choosing to subscribe to that, you would just hit skip and it will go away. So nothing that you need to do, nothing that the office needs to do. If there's any questions, just let us know. But that's all I've got today.
Awesome. Sometimes my presenters just want to be up here so they can get the thoughts. So, Tech Tuesday, Ms. Kathleen.
Yes.
Getting us ready for family reunion.
Yay. Okay, so they just released this update like late in the day yesterday. Super handy if you're going to family reunion, but you know how you can share your own business QR code in the app? We're gonna talk about that for a second.
Wait, do you know how you do it?
Yeah, so in the command app, you download that, you log in, you'll see your profile picture in the top left corner. If you click on that, you can click on my business card. It'll show a QR code that other people can scan to download your information. What they just released yesterday was a way for you to capture QR codes of other agents and have them go directly into your database. So super important if you're going into family reunion, you don't have to like actually like exchange physical business cards. You can just take a picture of other agents' QR codes and you can show them your QR code and then you guys can get your information from each other that way. To scan somebody else's QR code, it's actually going to be in the contact section of the app. So when you go into the app, click the little contacts icon on the bottom, then click the 3 dots in the upper right, and you'll see add with QR code. You scan the QR code, that agent will go right into your database. So have fun family reunion, scanning all those QR codes. Yeah.
For Diane, I just wanted to tell her that too, if you take a picture of the QR code. Because I didn't know this until about 2 weeks ago, so even I was like, kind of surprised. You can press and hold on that QR code in the future and it will open up that link. So if you like,
Only with
oh,
an
I
iPhone.
think it's the live link, and you just got a picture of it, that still works.
Might only be with iPhones, but
Yes.
so caveat.
I love. when
Wait, what's
people take
what's
care
wrong
of
with
me
that?
and my tech.
Because you can only do it on an iPhone?
No, what he's saying, the whole like.
Oh, whole lot, or no?
Yeah, you do a picture on an iPhone, but you can't do it on an Android.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Jeremy, and all of my tech people. All right, excellent. So now we know how to gather information. And in a little bit, we're gonna talk about what to do with that information. So, before we go there, have some masterminds that for our tech that are coming up, February 15th, social media basics, February 22nd, market your agent website. Okay, you guys, good? Good, okay. Okay, I have a little bit of trivia for you today. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. What percent of New Year's resolutions fail?
99.9.
2%.
All of mine.
It's 103.
January, right after.
85.
What is January?
Yeah. Okay,
What is January?
this is right. Eddie Martin to take it home, 80%. History says that 80%. I do think that your answers were more correct. If anybody is still jamming on their New Year's resolutions, hats off. You are the exception to the rule. 80% in research shows 80% of people New Year's resolutions fail. Okay, what percent of daily activity on average is habitual?
20.
30.
12.
50.
30.
35. 80. We just don't know. 12.
45. You guys, on average, about 45%. Right? So we talk a lot.
Ring the gong.
Okay, so we talk a lot about building your life by design. We talk a lot here about taking control of your life. Do these things, right? Make it all work. And we pretend like we are in control, right? It's all make believe. 45% of what we do is habitual. That means we have to spend a lot of time looking at our habits. How do our habits form? How do we overcome habits? Are there such thing as bad habits? Are there habits that no longer serve us, right? How we think about these things matter. All mindsets, right? If you think you're doing the bad habits over and over and over again, all of a sudden you're beaten down, and to show up with the energy you need to do the business you need to do is 10 times harder. It's also a habit. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. Okay. How about this one? You never unlearn a habit, true or false? True. You never unlearn a habit, okay?
There's a name for it.
Your brain is constantly weighing what works for you and what doesn't, if you're paying attention. You don't unlearn habits. What you do is give higher weight to the habits that work for you better, okay? So, for example, if your habit was to call 5 people a day, and you got 1 piece of business out of that 5, And then there was one day you called 10 people and you got 3 pieces of business. Because you were on a roll, you were on momentum, you had something happening, but you paid attention. And you put that together in your brain, oh, 10 gets me 3. The next day you do 10, the next day you do 10, the next day you do 10. You formed a new habit that sits on top of the old habit, okay? If circumstances change, you're stressed, whatever, you show up after you haven't been on the phones for a while, you haven't reached out to people, you're gonna go back to the 5, because you never unlearn a habit. You just learn better habits that serve you better at the time. We're talking about this because we are in the season of habits failing us. And we are in the season of, we put a thing out there, we resolve to be better, we resolve to live on willpower. It's one of the other things they're learning. All the neuroscientists out there in the world are looking to find that willpower gene. No such thing as willpower when they look at it. It is showing up for consistent habit, paying attention to the reward that you get for that, and then repeating that and reinforcing that and reinforcing that. So if you're not getting the results that you want, if you're not getting the business that you want, you need to learn new habits. You don't need to resolve to be better. You need to pay attention to the habits that are not serving you anymore and add something new. So as I looked around this year downstairs and I looked at the people doing some activities, one team stood out to me. And Nate and his team have started a challenge to form some new habits. And some of you who are Glover fanatics may have heard about this. It's the 45 hard business version, 75 hard, not 45, 75.
They made it 76 now, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I don't either, but you guys are gonna come tell, you're gonna tell us about it.
The Glover lovers.
All right.
Ben's also in it.
Ben, why don't you come up? Come on, get him up here. Who else is doing the 75 hard? Tough crowd today.
No one wants to build habits.
No one has to look at it. You guys, if you think about the life that you want to live, it's not about deciding to be something different, it's deciding to do something different. And these guys have shown up and done that. And we were chatting the other day and Nate said you're having some success in this program. Tell us about this program.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what do you wanna know?
well, what is the 75 hard business version?
Well, has anyone heard of 75 hard, like the help one?
Yes.
Has anyone done it?
I tried.
No one? John did it.
Are we surprised?
He also ran a marathon.
Disney.
He's a beast. John Warren, A+ mortgage.
For all
No,
your
but-
lending needs.
So anyways, it's basically a way to challenge yourself. It's called a challenge. So it's 75 days. In this version, it's 75 business days, so Monday through Friday. So it's basically February 1st through March or
May 15th.
May 15th. And every day we have a challenge, which is based around parts of your business. So number 1, it's to lead gen and follow up for at least 90 minutes. And if you're behind on your goals, you double that to 3 hours. Number 2, you watch a training video, which is mainly around sales. So it's about their sales system. Number 3, you practice your skills. So we do script practice, role playing with partners throughout the country. So you get to learn from a lot of different people.
You have to have a different partner.
A different partner every day of the week. Yep. And then you have to make a social media post. And they get you out of your comfort zone. Like yesterday, we had to door knock 5 of our neighbors. Yeah, which that's like the worst person you can door knock. I do
Yes,
not
got
want to door knock my neighbors.
You
It
got
was
it.
fun. I did it.
You did not want to.
I didn't want to, but I did it.
Ben actually, we had to message 5 random people on Facebook, and he has a pretty cool story about that.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, well, basically, I was following up with an expired since like last November. I also have like a personal connection to them as well. But our homework for a day early last week, was message 5 strangers and introduce yourself. And as I'm in there, I'm like looking through my messages, I'm like, oh, I wonder whatever ended up happening with these people. They moved out of state. So I messaged her and was like, I just went for the appointment, set the phone appointment because they now live in Utah. So now I have a 500K listing that's gonna be coming up.
That he totally forgot about.
Yeah,
except for the fact that we had to go in and message people, and you're like, oh yeah, look at this person.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Nice. Okay, so as you guys think about the work that you're doing now,
Mhm.
compared to what you were doing in, let's say last August, right? Middle of the season, doing the same thing. What's different?
Well, ask Taylor.
Well, I never scripted and role played with anybody ever till we started doing it as a team. But now having to have a different partner every day of the week is really cool and fun, actually. I am enjoying it, which I was like, what? Who am I?
She hated
Um,
role playing too, like
I
she
hated
did
it.
not wanna do it.
Avoid at all costs. I was like, I'll be in the office later, guys. See ya.
So this team role played regularly
Yeah, we did.
and you picked from it.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah.
And why aren't you now?
Well, first off, there's money on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
So let's talk about what's that cost here. What's the, what
$1,000.
happens? Oh, $1,000.
Yeah,
So we all had to pay $1,000 up front.
Okay.
So it's not like we're going to lose it. We already lost it.
yeah.
But we can win it back
Okay.
if we do every challenge every single day for the 75 days.
Okay.
And I want my money back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good motivation.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for
Okay.
me, that's a good motivator.
I'm so crazy, I put 10,000 down. No, I'm kidding.
Lies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and actually, whatever it takes to do the things, right?
That's
Whatever it
true.
takes to do the things. And it always amazes me, you guys, when we think about doing business, right? What's the average commission?
$8,000.
Okay, it's about $8,000. So you do the work, you get $8,000. You guys are all about doing work for $1,000.
Yep.
I
$1,000.
know, it's kind of weird.
Kind of weird.
It's because you lose it up front. It's
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
It
hard.
does, it does.
True, and that's, you guys, this is true, like, have your brain work for you, losing something costs way more than getting something. So if you are having a hard time motivating yourself to do the work that you need to do, put something you care about on the line.
Yeah.
It can be as little as one of my team leader friends that I work with has a prospecting sheet, and they wanna call 20 people a day, and they've separated it into 5. And so she has 4 rows of 5, and the first row of 5 calls are for her husband. The second row of 5 calls are for her. The third row of 5 calls are for her oldest daughter, and the fourth row of 5 calls are for her youngest daughter. You can bet she's getting through those calls, because each level is a bigger cost to let it go, right? So what I wanna do is give you guys little tips to have your brain work for you. Showing up, just saying you're gonna show up, just saying you're gonna do something, you're gonna do a resolution, to 80% of the time does not work, does not work. Okay, so you have something on the line, something you can lose. It was yours, you lost it already, you gotta earn it back.
Yep.
Okay, and you're learning that role play is not so scary.
No, it's actually nice, like, and I've already noticed a difference in my conversations that I'm having, simply off the feedback that I received from these other agents that are in Canada or.
Okay.
That was so creepy. That like kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was like. I know, I was like.
Okay, getting some good feedback, that's great. All right. It's another really, really good thing about habit loops, right? You need feedback, and you're going to give yourself feedback based on how you feel. Was this something good or was this something icky? If it's icky, you're gonna have a hard time overcoming it and doing it again, so try in some way to make it feel good. But then build in the feedback, have your team share, get feedback from people around you. Have it feel good, and then you're likely to do it again. What else are you guys learning?
I'll add to the role play part. I mean, I've really enjoyed it as well. 5 different partners, 5 days a week from all over the country, like she said. So I've actually been building really good relationships with these agents, and we talk like periodically throughout the week as well. We're all connected on social media, so that's a lot of fun. But I have been in coaching for a while, and my coach has always been like, get role play partners, you need one for every day of the week. And like, I had not done that until I actually got into this, but it's also because like on our first day, everybody was assigned find 5 different role play partners. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna lose right out the gate here,
Yeah.
so found them, and then we have it in our calendars on a repeating schedule every single day of the week. And it's been a lot of fun, and it's something that I wouldn't have done had I not been in this, so.
Nice.
mhm. And I'm prospecting way more, because
Yeah.
we have
We
to
have
every
to.
single day.
Good, that's good.
But we did learn, and Taylor and the other people on the team said 90 minutes is easy.
So.
But before, it was so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I think, I'm gonna use you're gonna level up your skill set, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, level up.
Ooh.
Level up, congratulations.
We're going all in on it.
Yeah.
Just get your mind right.
For a light-
All right, are we good? Everybody?
It's 11:20.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's 11:20.
Okay, so it's like anytime you build a muscle, when you build a muscle and you start with 15 pounds and then you do it over and over and over again, and then you start lifting 30 and 45, when you go back to the 15, it's super easy, right? And you just, it doesn't get you where you wanna go anymore. You have to do the harder thing to keep growing.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the downside?
Some days, like when you're super busy
Mm.
and it's like a struggle to get everything done. Like there's, I think last Friday I was here till like 6 or 6:30, something like that.
So less
And-
time with family.
Yeah. No,
If
but I
that's a
mean,
downside for you, I don't know.
but I mean, that's not necessarily a downside. It's like helping, stick to what you have to do.
Yeah.
So that way, as we get to the end of these 90 days, or 75 days, technically it's more with the weekends and everything, like, we're gonna have these habits built where it's like, okay, 90 minutes of prospecting is just like my minimum expectation
Yes.
for myself.
Yep.
So I don't see very many downsides to it.
Well, and I do wanna talk a little bit about the, less time with family, right? Cause I think whenever you get into something, you wanna be realistic about how that's gonna impact the rest of your life. And, Gary Keller has the concept not of a balanced life, but a counterbalanced life. There are gonna be seasons when you are focused entirely over here, and it's gonna be from 7 to 7. And you're gonna have to explain to folks at home that you might be late for dinner, or you might be busy right now. But that means you either retire early, or you have a season where you're not working on a month because you've hit your goal for the year 3 months early, and you can decide then how much you wanna be in.
Yeah, it's a temporary thing,
Yeah.
for sure.
For sure.
I called the kids last night, like, hey, you're on your own for dinner. They're like, that's fine, we want the house. I'm like, that's right.
All right, what other downsides do we need to be aware of when we're thinking about these kinds of things?
You're gonna get uncomfortable at first.
Yeah.
That's true.
But that's okay.
And if you don't like.
And you're probably gonna
accountability,
make a lot
you're
more
gonna
money,
love it.
which, I don't know, it's kind of a downside.
What?
You won't know what to do with all the money.
Oh.
You probably pay higher taxes.
You do have to get some really good financial help, which we can help with.
Hey, I have a question. So when I did 75 hard, like the original one, the biggest lesson I learned was in the time management and the discipline side.
Yeah,
So you mentioned you were late, right? But you were late because of probably a time management issue that day because of all the things going on. So how are you guys balancing that? Tell us a little bit about just the discipline and time management aspect.
The biggest thing is I'm trying to get everything done in the morning. And then that way it's all done for the day, win the morning, win the day.
Yep.
So we do our script practice in the morning, we do our team meeting in the morning, we do our video that we have to watch in the morning, and then we go prospect. And then we're basically done with everything by noon. So there's some days where like you can't get around that. Maybe you have a listing appointment that like they can't meet any other time. Okay, fine, I'll make an exception, right? And I think, I don't know if that happened to Ben or not, but yeah. And they also gave you like a lot of coaching during it too, which we just did a time management coaching and it was really good.
yeah, I was just gonna say, we just had the video on time management and writing out your schedule. I time block my whole morning starting at 5 AM, so. And I used to have an issue where my whole calendar would be time blocked with recurring events. And as we do that, those events can be watered down because you're like, oh, I can just get to this tomorrow. So I actually started changing this, and this isn't directly from Glover, but I removed the majority of the recurring events unless it's like, on Tuesday mornings, we have script practice from 9:30 to 10. So I leave that, I'm not gonna miss that, but like I used to put in there prospecting from 9 to 11 every single day. And it'd be like 9 to 9:30 where I'm handling something else. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll prospect like the rest of this hour and a half, or I'll catch up tomorrow. Where like I make sure I look at my calendar first thing in the morning, every morning, and tweak it as necessary, because like if you just have too much or too little in your calendar, your day's gonna be out of control.
I've noticed that same thing, actually.
Yeah. So if you think about your 45% of what you do is habitual. If you can take your business life and create really strong habits that work for you for 45%, you get stronger, takes less energy, you get more results, leaving you the additional 55% to play with and be creative and build relationships. And think about working on your business, not in your business, and that next level. So I think this is really exciting. So these guys shared that they thought this would be a fun thing to bring to the Market Center, which I think would be a fun thing to do. We probably would look at it in mid-May, because there is a financial component to it. Right? You want to put a reward on it that keeps you honest and present to the work that you're doing. So if you are thinking this might be something that is exciting for you, plan for it. Plan for it, raise your hand, we'll bring it together, we'll bring it back to the Market Center, we'll put a plan together and make it work. Otherwise, any other questions for these guys? No?
I'll jump in really quick here. Like, I did not plan for this. I wanna be completely honest with you. It was the last day of January and I saw a video about this starting the next day. And knowing myself, if I would have tried planning for it too much, I probably would have talked myself out of it, saying, hey, I'm starting a team, I'm too busy doing X, Y, and Z. So I don't need to do that. I don't need accountability. I was wrong. I jumped in, no plan, and just said, screw it, let's dive head first. And I realized that like accountability is super important, because there was a lot of things that I would just be lackadaisical about my business, and now I'm very strict on my time. So yes, plan for it, but also just do it.
Yeah, it's the perfect team meeting topic, because you can spend more time on it, or you can completely forget it and we'll bring it back. So it all works.
And it's way more fun with people too.
Yeah, well, yeah, find your tribe, because that's part of accountability, and life should be fun, because it's, pretty short as we get older. So, all right, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And ultimately, you guys, I'm a big fan. Your business grows to the extent that you do, and never stop learning, right? I was this year's old, maybe a week ago, when I started kind of diving into more of the neuroscience around habits and what can happen and how you can leverage them to get what you want in such a way that it is not so much work, that it is like, oh, this is this. And a key piece of it is paying attention. Pay attention to the results that you're getting, so you can make some tweaks along the way. Because if you're doing something mindlessly and you get a really, really bad result, you don't pay attention to that, and that becomes your habit. If you're doing something mindfully and you get a bad result, gosh, you're excited about making a tweak because you don't want to do that again. Okay, so pay attention. The buzzword for today. Pay attention. All right, we got some training things to do. Kathleen put this amazing calendar together, and it is getting more and more and more full. So we're just gonna do some highlights. We had a conversation about team. I know Nate's building a team, expanding his team. Ben's building a team. We've got a whole bunch of rainmakers in here that are building a team, and we have a system around that. It's one of Keller Williams' 4 systems, organizational model. Tomorrow at Innovation, we're having a training on some of the very core things that rainmakers should be aware of as they build their team. So if you're thinking of it, or you are early in the process, I would encourage you to come. And I'm looking, we've got a lot of young teams in this office. And Giangreco's are going to be sharing a little bit of what they've learned along the journey, as well as some of our other really strong rainmakers. So come and join us for that. And then as a follow-up to that, on Monday, March 11th, we do have a recruiting opportunity. for our rainmakers and teams to share their value proposition. So think of it like a career day when people go around and what is the value proposition that you offer. So rainmakers, if you want to grow your team, spread that afar. It is also open to people who are not Keller Williams agents. It's one of the ways we grow. And if you are thinking, I don't want to run a team and I might want to be on a team, mark this date down because you'll get to talk to people about what they offer and see what team jives best for you. Good? Good. Good. Okay. And Tina will be teaching 44 Touch down at Jasperson office. Then on Tuesday, the 20th at 2:30. So there's a group that's growing down in the southern Wisconsin area, Racine, Kenosha, Franksville. So if you haven't had a chance yet to put your touch plan together for this year, or you want to hear it again, Tina will be teaching down at the Jasperson office next Tuesday afternoon. And then we have our next Wealth Mastermind on 2/21 at 1 o'clock. So join us up here for that. Okay, excellent. Excellent, excellent. And then we talked a lot about models. Organizational model we'll be teaching on, and then the budget model will be with Scott on at 1 o'clock on Zoom, here on Zoom. So 2 of our foundational models will be taught in the next 2 weeks. You guys, this is when I look around the room and I look at the successful teams and individual agents who have grown their business, it's because they dialed into these models. There is nothing new under the sun. These are foundational and will help you grow your business in ways that make sense. And everybody's look a little different because we're all a little different. But underneath the foundation is all the same. So I would encourage you to dive into these models, because when you get it right, you get rewarded. And we're excited about that. We want to celebrate all of you. So on the 22nd at 3 o'clock at right next door, New Berlin Ale House, we're gonna have a little party. We're gonna give out some awards. So please join us for that. It's on everybody's calendar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah.
It's in there.
All right, awesome. Okay, and then the day afterwards, we're gonna do Quantum Leap up here in the office. So next week is crazy. Super crazy.
Crazy.
Killer crazy week. Crazy. And then the week after that, family reunion out to Vegas, where I'm sure it's not crazy at all. Okay, any questions? Are we good? Who has business coming that they want to talk about? Yes, Sheila.
We have a listing coming on market next week. If anybody's looking for like a hobby farm, it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It is in Milton, but it has 4 acres. It has a barn with like 4 horse stalls, fenced-in area. 329. Fine.
329. Do the horses come with? Let's take a lot. Awesome. Milton, 329 hobby farm. Milton. Who else? Yes.
I have one hopefully hitting the market tomorrow at 8401 West Brentwood Avenue, it's off of 84th and Mill Road. It's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath corner lot. So,
Awesome. Price?
oh, 195.
Okay, awesome. Excellent. See people looking around.
We got a condo in Greendale coming like first week of April. 2 bedrooms for like $215. And then,
Is that first floor?
yeah, it's a ranch side by side. Yeah, attached garage. There's not many condos in Greendale.
Is it a is it a twin dominium or there
No,
more?
there's association. Yep.
Yeah.
And then also another like something like 90th and something. In West Dallas. It's on 90th and something in West Dallas for 185. That's going March 2nd.
I've got one in Ottawa, it's on a little over an acre, late 90s Cape Cod. I think it's 4-bed, 2-bath. Pretty cool house, it'll be like March 13th, and then we have a lake property, that one's probably like 475 to 5. I haven't nailed it down yet. Then we have a lake property on Pleasant Lake, I believe, it's close to Lauderdale Lake. Like 6 bedroom, 4.5 bathroom, 6,000 square feet, it's huge. And 25 feet of frontage, it's kind of small there, but probably around 1.7.
See me if you have, or you are interested in a Bayview mixed-use investment property that, the commercial part of it needs work, it's a shell. And then it has a fully rented, 2-1 duplex and a side yard and a garage, around 4.
It's super fun to do this from up here, because I'm looking around and you just see the people who are looking at each other kind of shake, you know, like you get to see a little bit like a puzzle from this side, I'm just saying. So, does anybody else have any other listings that they want to talk about? All right, well, next, it's award season, super excited, next week, one more team meeting before that happens. And otherwise, I release you to the wilds, go have an amazing day, gift of time, thank you guys.